What up, what up, what up, what up? It is not Tuesday. I'm going to have to start calling this a midweek video if I can't get on the ball. Well, they recently elected me president of the Toastmasters Club in Kingwood, and that meets on Tuesday. So that right there is my video time. It takes a big chunk out of my night. And so, anyway, today's video. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. What you scared of? What you scared of? Don't be scared. I found out that most people don't have a goal out of fear. And I understand that. They have a fear that they're going to fail. They have a fear that they're not going to be able to do it. They have a fear they're not going to be able to get there. They have a fear they're going to be laughed at by their friends. That's perfectly okay. That's fine. People who accomplish the most fail the most. There you go. If you have a fear of failing or not hitting that goal, understand that to be the best that you're going to be, or to be the best at all, you're going to fail. So instead of having that fear where you think you're going to be laughed at, and you might be laughed at. Those are the laughers. We talked about that. Some people might mock you. We talked about this. Who are they? That's right. They're the mockers. That happens. You're not going to be able to do anything about that. So, what are you scared of? You know how I know you can do pretty much anything you want to do? It's because we as a species, as a human species, are so freaking powerful. We are powerful. And I'm not talking about strength with your arms. I'm talking about your brain can do so much. And it can motivate you so much to do things. But you've got to break out of that mold where you're holding yourself back, where you're living in fear. Some people, it's like, well, I'm not even living in fear. Because they haven't even got to that point. They don't even have a goal to be afraid of. I'm going to tell you something. You ready? My goal is bigger than I can accomplish. That's it. My goal is so big that I cannot accomplish it. However, I'm turning into the person that can accomplish it. I've accomplished my goal as far as I can do, being the person I am. That's why I have to grow. For the last, I would say, 5 weeks, I've listened to 8 hours a night. When I go to bed, I turn it on, and I'm awake for the first 30 minutes or an hour, and then it's in my dreams. I listen to 8 hours of the right information a night while I sleep. For 5 weeks. Add that up. That's a lot of information. Why? Because I saw myself hit this plateau where I was like, man, this is about it. I mean, I've done this. No, keep going. Your brain is so much more powerful, can do anything. So, some people are like, oh yeah, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. It's because you don't even have a goal. What? I wouldn't be scared of just sit and watch TV all day either. Who would be scared of that? But you know what you will have? Regret. And you don't have it right now. Some do have it right now, but I'm talking about serious regret where you're to the age where you're like, you know what? I couldn't even do it now if I wanted to. I can't walk like I used to be able to walk. I can't move around like I used to be able to move around. I can't make choices like I would have been able to do if I was younger. Stop the excuse. Be that light. Be an inspiration to your friends and to your family. Have them going in 30 days. Yeah, in 30 days. What the heck happened to this person? Did you see they just took off? That's what I did. And I didn't even know that I was going to do that. But once I really activated the right information and the right habits and the right organizations and the right goals, once I implemented that, I took off. It took me a year to get 200 likes on my MisterJonFon Facebook page. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to see if I can get 100 more in 2 months. Let me see if I can get 100 more in 2 months. I failed. I got 93. That's the way things work. Sometimes you hit it over, sometimes you hit it on the head, sometimes you hit right under it. But regardless, you're always more than what you've done if you've not set the goal at all. So, alright, I'm an okay shot with a pistol or a rifle, but I'm not the best shot. Let's take the person who is the best shot with a rifle, best marksman. And in 20 minutes, I can have you shooting better and more consistently than him on his best day. Of course, we'd have to take that guy and blindfold him and like spin him around a couple of times so he doesn't know which way the target is, and then you could beat him. So you ask, yeah, but how are you going to hit a target that you can't even see? It's not very fair for him. How can you hit a hot target that you can't see? Good question. Better question. How can you hit a target that you don't have? Where you are right now, stop for a second. What do you do with your days? Look around. What are you doing? So a lot of y'all are motivators. You set that up. You created that with the goals you did or didn't have. Are you unhappy with your life? Are you unhappy with your income? Are you unhappy with where you're at? Are you unhappy with yourself physically? I'm not talking about is your face symmetrical and by modern standards do you look pretty? I'm talking about, are you happy with your physical health and your mental health? That is what you built. What was my problem? What was one of my main problems that I had to overcome? Blame. I was cynical about everything. It was the government's fault. It was taxes. It was, sometimes we had bad weather. And I'm okay with saying this. I was born in what they call, kind of like generational poverty. We weren't starving to death. Sometimes we were very hungry. We weren't starving to death. We weren't homeless. Sometimes our place wasn't very nice, but we weren't homeless. I blamed those things. I was raised wrong. I was raised too strict. I wasn't raised strict enough. I was told to go here and not here when I should have been here and not there. I was told to go for the blue team and not the red team, and the red team won every time. And then this guy was doing this while I was over here doing that, and I should have been over here doing this. I just blame. People ask me, hey, well, how come you're just skinny and bony all the time? I can see your ribs. I'll be like, well, when I was little, we didn't have a whole lot to eat, so I just never started eating much. Blame. It's okay to be all bony and all that. That's all right. But I was unhappy with myself. It wasn't because somebody else was saying it. I got unhappy with myself. You can't change the weather. You can't change the taxes. You can't change things that are going on outside of your control. That's why they call it outside of your control. You can't change any of that. You can use it as an excuse and it'll keep you down. But once you break out of that, you don't even care about those excuses anymore. What do we have? We have the ground. We have earth. We have weather. We have air. We have a reigning government, mayors, governors, senates, councilmen, congressmen, presidents, vice presidents. We've always had this stuff. Taxes. Always had this stuff. A boss and workers and other co-workers. We've always had this stuff. This is what you're given. This is what you're given. You can't change any of that. So don't blame any of that. That stuff is going to be there. You know why I say that? Because if that's your excuse, you will always have an excuse why you can't. If things that you can't control are your excuse, you will always have an excuse of why you can't. And why do I care? Why do I even care? Because one day, our reality is going to be 80 years old, and you're going to be so chock full of regret, you can't wait to die. Hopefully, but you know what? Usually by then, people start getting it. And they still have the regret that they just didn't follow the advice before. You think this is coming from me? No. Did I use this advice? Am I using it today? Does it work? Yes. Did I think of it? No. Did I learn it? Yes. Now, do you know it? Absolutely. You have to take these things as they come. You're not going to change it. The guy that cuts you off, what can you do about that? The wreck in the middle of the road, when you're trying to get to work, makes you late. You're screaming and hollering in the car. Argh! What can you do about that? Nothing. You might as well take it in stride. You know why? Because it's going to be over anyway. This is something that I thought of. I always got over everything that ever upsetted me. Whatever upset me or got me mad or got me perturbed or got me feathers in a ruffle, I got over it. Sometimes it took just a few minutes, sometimes it took a couple hours, sometimes it took a day or two, sometimes it took a week, sometimes it took a month, some things took 5 years. But I end up getting over it. And you know why I got over it? Because I got perturbed about something else. Something else came along and I got all riled up about that. So if you don't look at each individual thing that made me upset, you just look at it as one, it's just me being upset about things out of my control. So I started making things my control. I started taking control of every aspect of it. You're just like, hey man, stuff happens. I want to thank Sarah, Lynette, and Natasha for sharing these videos, for sharing my page when I don't ask you to. You have no clue how much I appreciate that, how much I smile when I see that share. But what we're doing is being a light. Set yourself up a goal. Put a date on it. Write down what's in it for you. Identify the people you need to associate yourself with to accomplish this goal. And recognize the obstacles. What's the obstacles? You can't hit a goal that you don't have, and get rid of the fear. I say this in seriousness. I say this because it's time for people to break out of the blame. Do whatever you want, because I know you want to do good. I don't have to worry about saying that to the people watching this video. Do what you want, because I know what you want is good. It betters yourself. Tell you what, man. Tell me your goal. Send me a message. And then tell me the date. I hate that's the last thing I want to hear. Somebody, yeah, you know, I got a goal, dog. I got a goal. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go. I'm going to do it. When? When are you going to do it? When is it going to be done? When is that goal completed? Oh, you know, I'm probably going to get started here probably around like right after Thanksgiving. And then by the time summer comes around, spring break, I'm going to be on it. You are so vague with your goal. What time to better start than now? With who to better start than with yourself? Now. Now. You know what? The future never gets here. I learned that too. People always talked about the future. Never showed up. It was always now. 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 Finish this. An apple a day? That's right. Keeps the doctor away. Start with an apple. How easy is that? Do the things that you already know to do. If you can't do the things that you already know you need to be doing, you're not going to do those big things. I'm going to tell you right now. If you can't get to bed at a decent time and wake up at a decent time and not waste your time, not waste your money, you know you need good rest. You know you need to eat healthy. You know you need to be good with your money. You know you need to be good with your time. If you can't do those 4 things, knowing how to do it, why you should do it, and that you need to do it, you're not going to hit those other obstacles. You're going to be shut down every time. Start with those changes. What changes? The changes you know you need to do. You know how to do them. I'm proud of you. I'm a no-holds-barred guy. Why? Because that's the way I succeeded. And that's the way I will continue to find my success. I won't do it boo-hooing. I did enough boo-hooing. I did all the boo-hooing that you could do. I did all that. And it wasn't until I was like this in the mirror. And it made me so happy. And now I have a feeling of accomplishment. But I'm not even there. I said the other day I'm about 40% towards my goals. Overall, add it all up, I'm about 40% there. And some people say, dude, you should be at like 80 or 90%. Yeah, but you don't know how big my goal is. That's why it's 40%. You don't know how big it is. Yeah. I believe in you. Believe in yourself. You are a powerful, very powerful person. My name is Jonathan Fontana, aka MisterJonFon. And remember to check out Jennifer Murphy's videos. I've put a video together with her. She's finishing it up. It's going to be a lot of fun. And look forward to that. And I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling over the next month. I'm looking forward to that. You always pick your mood, and that's where it starts. You always pick your mood, so pick a good one. I love you. Thank you again for sharing these videos, for sharing my page, for telling people. Here's the page, facebook.com/MisterJonFon. Check them out, send them a like. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I owe you. I owe you. So, there's this week's video. I know you got something out of it. Write me. Let me know what your goal is. Let me know what it is. I mean, you don't have to, but let somebody know what the goal is and the date. Here's the goal. I'm going to do it by this day, 2:00 p.m. Whatever it might be. Whatever it might be. Set that goal and put a date on it. Hey, Joel, forget about it.